and we've kind of gotten through a bit of a couple of years here, coming off of the end of the previous team's run, where we had some contracts, we were trading guys off, and so I do feel like we're in a very healthy spot right now as an organization. It took some work to get into that spot. I feel like we're there, and we have a ton of young talent, and we just need to get that talent to the major leagues and get more talented at the major league level, which is coming. And then I do know that this will work, and we will get into the mix with these guys. I think that within our own division, it wasn't easy for Tampa, or it wasn't quick for Tampa to get in that spot, but they proved that it is possible, and they continue to sustain it despite the challenges that their market presents. And like I said, it took them a while to build that franchise up and sustain it and keep it. There was continuity, and the way that they made decisions and kept bringing players into the organization was very consistent and disciplined, and it's just not an overnight thing in baseball. So we are much farther along than we were last year or 2 years ago in that regard, and getting to our goal, which is to have a team that vies for playoff contention in this division on a year in and year out basis. But we have a ways to go.
Mike, in the case of Kjerstad, are you at all concerned that the time he's missed could really derail him as a prospect, or are you a believer that if a hitter has the hitting tool, it's pretty resilient?
And I think we're all definitely, including him, concerned about it. He missed a year and a half of plate appearances. I think some mitigating factors there, hopefully, are that a lot of players missed plate appearances in 2020. He was a pretty polished college hitter from a big conference, and he's got a great head on his shoulders, and he's kind of jumped back into the mix of things, and he's a real natural hitter. It's not a sort of a cage crafted swing. He's just got a natural swing. So hopefully all that allows him to catch up eventually, but I'm sure there's going to be some curve to that, and we're obviously going to be patient with him and supportive. But as of right now, he looks good, and he's in a good spot, and he's going to be a participant in our fall activities, and we'll take it from there.
Totally too early to project where you'd like to see him next year?
I think it would be great to get him out to an affiliate, if we can. I'm not posting any kind of goals, given how long this has played out and all the stuff I've said about it, and what a strange kind of novel experience medically that we were having to navigate, and for him, there was no playbook. So we'll see, but it's impressive what he's been able to do, given what happened to him, and having that blow, Mancini was the same thing. These guys are. It's really impressive when you see how these guys are wired, some of these elite athletes, and I give a lot of credit to both of those kids for hanging in there.
Like you mentioned Trey, him, John Means, Anthony Santander all do raises in arbitration. There's some other guys, typically players who are making decent chunks of money. For you guys, the last few years have been trade options in the offseason. Where do you see those players' futures here?
Well, we like all those players. They're talented guys. Very many of them have a lot of control left that would make us more apt to kind of put them off limits. But I've said a number of times, we're not doing our job as baseball front offices if we're not entertaining conversations on our guys by and large. So we will do that, and I'm sure it'll include a lot of guys from that group. But it doesn't mean that we're going to pull the trigger on anything, and it doesn't mean that we don't plan around them as if they're going to be here in the future. But that's just the way that we're going to have to operate, and it's not anything specific to the Orioles by any stretch.
Mike, do you see a big difference between whether the Orioles get the number 1 or number 2 draft pick?
No, I don't worry about that at all. I've been a part of a lot of these. Sometimes until you, I mean, you just don't know what's out there. Crazy stuff happens. We want to finish as strong as we can possibly finish. I think we take a lot of pride in giving some of these teams fits down the stretch. That was kind of a, we were seeing a lot of stuff on that 2011 team recently, and people remember that, and it's good for the team and the players, and that's our focus right now. But we're gonna have a high pick. I think we might even know that we're picking in the top 2 already or something. And so we have a list of players. We're preparing for that, but we're not worried about it. We picked 5th last year because of the shortened season, and I think we got a terrific player there. The draft's very fickle, and I'm humble about the draft, and wherever we end up picking, we'll pick and hopefully do well.